Wow, that's very important for the anxiety piece. Yes.
It is. It's really massive. And I think oxytocin's really being kind of left behind in this like chemical conversation
Mhm.
effectively. And oxytocin is the chemical that can make us feel love. And arguably, like, there's no greater pursuit as human beings than love, like your love for your kids or your partner, whatever it may be. Really, oxytocin should be the main chemical society is chasing. But we've kind of shifted towards more of a dopamine world.
We haven't kind of shifted. I would say that's totally shifted. Yeah.
Yeah, it has
Yeah.
massively. And everything about the phone, for example, is disrupting this. Like when people are in their homes with their families at Christmas, for example, the holiday season's coming up. It's fascinating. When I've got so far into this research, I now, not in a judgmental way, but I observe all my family and like the kids in my families and everyone with technology because I'm just so passionate and so curious about what is happening here and why so many people in pain and struggling with things like anxiety. And if you look with this idea of oxytocin being connection between humans, if you look at how much the phone is disrupting the opportunity for oxytocin, it's massive. It's very significant and creating a real prioritization in your mind every day of how am I going to really bond with humans today is a massive, massive solution.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm so glad that you in the book have covered each one thoroughly. It's not dopamine was not the king. So
No,
um
dopamine is not the king. It's just the current pursuit. There's even very interesting stuff for people that may live like slightly more isolated lives where now we're kind of texting people a lot and stuff like that. There's even this fascinating research study. I made a video about this yesterday, which is in the book, which basically found that when two humans are texting one another on their phone, no oxytocin releases in their brain at all. And as soon as those two humans call one another and they hear one another's voice, oxytocin begins to release. And even something as simple as the sound of voice is literally required for oxytocin to function. And if your life is a lot of the time kind of sitting, maybe more isolated, texting on WhatsApp group chats and so on, it's very important that you kind of reduce the texting and therefore and move towards a life whereby for 10 minutes a day you FaceTime your kid or your wife or your parent or whoever it might be that you're trying to bond with. Because obviously the ultimate goal would be see them in person, hug them, listen to
yeah.
them, ask them good questions, like really bond with them. But if it's going to be via tech, we need to hear their voice as well.